Haha, this time I was ready for you, and it seems like you're pretty eager to get started on the second half of our Titanic build. And I don't blame you, this thing has been a lot of fun to put together, but now we're getting into the lower half of our build, and if it's anything like our previous one, you know that closing this up was very painful. How will this experience be? Well, Groovers, there's only one way to find out. We need to get to building, and it looks like our tool recommendation here really worked out too. So let's get to it.
And boom, there we have it. All of our pieces needed to build the Metal Earth Premium Series Titanic. There's a lot of pieces here. I know it looks a little bit intimidating, but don't worry, we got this. Let's go ahead and start with the previous page there. You'll see that it's actually a continuation of part 8, and that's because I didn't recognize that's exactly what it was. So now what we're going to do here is just grab our pieces. Now this guy actually gets wrapped around, and it looks like the main part is right there. So I'll hold on to the main piece like this, and that should give us a little bit of an idea of what we're looking for. Okay. Like that maybe. Okay. There we go. I think that's about correct. I'm not entirely too sure though. I shouldn't have closed this up yet. So we're gonna open it up and allow that to be open, because now what we have to do is stuff this floor in that we had earlier in our hands. Now this will be interesting, because I think this slides up in here. Now we bring this piece here. This is a really hard piece to grab. There's one piece. Okay, let's straighten this up now, make it look nice. That was a very difficult piece to bend, and I won't be surprised if some people come to this video just to watch how I put that together. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I would like for this to be a little tighter here. Nope, I don't want to push that in by accident. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Now that we got this, we can grab this guy here, and that little wedge front goes there, and then the back slides right in. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now we can just twist these guys. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I still kind of wish this was a little bit stronger. It makes you wonder if I accidentally missed something. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at. Take these little staircases, and we're going to bend them up like this. There we go. There we go. For right now, we're going to give this a twist, but a little bit later we might come back here and bend that down just to kind of keep it completely hidden. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and put this down for right now and begin steps on our next place here. This is step 9. And it begins with this little guy looking like this, and what we need to do is bend some boxes. So let's go ahead and do that. First thing we're going to do is grab this little side here, and then we're going to come to the other side and bend this slightly down, matching our edge, just like that. Bring these pieces down here, same thing, match the edge. Sometimes you might need to bend a little bit over in order to be able to do the whole thing, but for the most part, it usually does go together quite well. There we go. And there we go. Our first box is in place. Now let's go for our second one here. Same thing as before, bend it down, grab the top piece, match the border, grab the back there, match the border, come to the other side, there we go, bring it right there, awesome. Now we can grab this guy right here, and we can place it. And you'll notice that those boxes did have a specific place to go. So the big one goes towards the back, and the smaller one goes towards the front. This one being the bigger box, and that one being the smaller box. Now we got to do something a little bit familiar that we've done before, and that is building a crane piece. Now, typically I like to start by putting the crane in place, but in this case here, what I'll do with this one is just kind of get started. We're going to lift that back up. Okay, come back to the other side. Same thing, just bend every piece there. You'll notice that there's these little tiny pedals there. I just make sure everyone is slightly bent, and then when it comes to closing it, I get a little bit more movement and I can get them in the right spot. You can almost just place them in. Grab this like this. There we go. Alrighty. Cool. Then we can take this guy right here. Bend that over the tweezers just like this to get a really nice shaping. A little bit off on that one, but we can match it up like that. Bend our center piece down. Were we still off center? Oh yeah, we are a little bit. Okay. Come back over here. Grab this side and then push. There we go. Not really super happy with these cranes, but it is what it is. There we go. Excellent. 2 little bits of detail placed into place, not overly difficult. And now what we need to do is attach these stairs on here. Let's see how that goes. Okay. And now we can push these stairs down. And again, we'll actually push them down even more when they're on our Titanic, and we can actually do a little bit more work there. But there we go. Excellent. That looks really good. Now we can move on to step 10 here, which has us doing something a little bit different, but more of the same, really. We're going to use this piece right here as kind of our main guide, and then we use this piece here and kind of wrap it around. So let's see if we can do that. Starting off with our front here, I want to make sure that we got the right place. I believe it's like this. And then that will hold that in place for me to be able to get everything nicely formed here. I know it looks a little sloppy right now, but once we get everything bent up, it will clean up real nice. Okay. So something like this. This is crazy until we actually get it in place. It looks so bad. Next up, we gotta put the background here on. So we'll put this right here for right now. Grab this. And then this guy is going to be bent back like this. And then we're going to grab this guy and do it like that. Same thing with the other side. Bring it back. Grab the other side of the arch. Not the center of the arch. There we go. I gotta get a little closer to the microphone here, I think. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear me. Now, we insert these little details here. Now, one of these is marked right, and one of these is marked left. Okay, there we go. Those look like they're attached. I want to be very careful with this, though, until we get everything in place. And that involves this next little step here. So we're going to grab this guy, place her down for right now, and then we're going to grab this big piece here. Bend this down, or kind of bend it down, and then we're going to bend this slightly. And we're going to bend that like that, okay? And the reason why is we're kind of preparing to put these guys into their tabs, okay? Or sorry, these tabs into their slots. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this one done. Whoop. Yeah, that was good. Bend this guy down. There we go. Excellent. That looks great. Now we're going to take this piece here, and hopefully as we place everything into place, you will see that we will get a nice shaving. If not, we'll tighten it up in a minute. I feel like it's too loose, that they could have made a couple of more connections and it would have made this step better. There's a lot of looseness here and I don't like that. Like that top floor, see how it's not connected? I don't like that. There we go. Looking pretty snazzy if you ask me. Looking pretty snazzy indeed. Push these guys here. Like that. Looking good. Again, we can straighten that up a little bit once we get everything in place. Just because everything's a little wobbly still, and I don't like the wobbliness of things. I'm very much, again, a person likes to have everything kind of nice and tight. Anyway, so now we can add this on to our upstairs here. We are actually kind of making levels, if you will. And this is going to go like these. Okay, these are a bit angled at the moment, but I think that that will straighten out once we attach the other side. Do that. And do that. Okay. Connected! And pretty detailed. I love the amount of detail that we're working with here. It's really impressive, I gotta say. All right, now we get to work on something a little bit different here. This is a very interesting shape. And one that I hope to get right. Looks like we need to have this kind of shaped a little into like a ball shape. So let's kind of do this, kind of curve it out a little bit and give it some definition. There we go. Same thing with the other side. That looks about right. It actually might even need less or a little bit more. We're gonna find out. This is some big bending decision time. For right now, we're just going to twist this tab and we'll come back a little bit later. Same with this one. Okay. Hey, Mr. Kitty Cat, excuse me. You can't be building with me up here. Yes, you gotta get down, my guy. Oh, Mr. Kitty Cat. Not like we were doing a very important piece or anything there, Mr. Boba, but I appreciate yourself. Now let's see if we can get this guy into place. I think I actually should have done the tabs I connected last, but we'll see how hard / easy this is here. Okay, I've secured the one side here with a bunch of twists. I'm gonna go back and of course change that a little bit later. But right now I'm just trying to get everything lined up. And I'll be honest with you, this is not easy. I do think I could undo these here and it would make my life a little bit easier, but I really don't want to undo them. So I'm trying really hard not to, but I might come to a point here where I have to. So we'll see here. I probably could have made this a little easier on myself if I would have just done something a little differently, but oh, we're so close. Come on. Push on it like this. There we go. Oh my god, we got it. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think this upper piece here needs to be moved up a little bit, and it will probably sit on top of that white piece. But for now, this is okay. Let's move on to this little pointed bit here. Just like before, we're going to bend our staircases. Now we grab this little guy here. Okay. Grab that, bend it down. There we go. Looking pretty good. Now move on to some more details here. This little guy gets bent in half, so we have the white on one side, silver on the other, so we'll stick with the white side here. Excellent! There we go. A little bit of small detail on there. Now this one here actually has a little bit of a hump in it. And what we're going to do to get that started is kind of do one of these to get the idea. But we can actually see with this right here, you can see where we're supposed to get this like little bend. So I'm actually going to do that now with my fingers, and hopefully that actually looks pretty good. And bend that down 90 degrees. Bend that down 90 degrees. Sweet. That formed really well. Now we take this. There we go. Do feel maybe I could have bent that top piece just a tad bit better, but overall not bad at all. Okay, now that we got this here, we move on to these little guys. Now it's important to understand which one goes where because there is a difference. We have a left and right piece, and it looks like we just bend it down like this. Okay. And then we get this little tail here. We bend it down like that. All right, now there we go. Take this guy here, give it a little twist. Okay, there we go. Left and right piece on. Now, put this back up. I keep having this piece fall off here. Let's see if we can get this back on without having to bend our tab. There we go. Excellent. Now that we have this completed, my friends, we can move on to the next step here, which has us actually working on some flag detail. Now, the flags are notoriously a pain in the butt to work with. Let's see how we do with these ones. Take our tabs here, bend them up just like this. Oh, we actually missed one. There we go. That's what happens sometimes if you don't go right to the edge. You can get a little bit of a lip there. We did okay, but it is a possibility for that to happen to you. I do want you to know. Okay, there's only one tab, so we're gonna keep that like that. And now, We're gonna grab these little guys here. Oops, wrong ones. We're gonna grab these little guys here. Bend them like this. There we go. Our flag is all complete. We'll put that over here for right now. You just stay put, my friend. And now we get to work on some more boxes. These boxes are going to be put onto this little platform here. And we also have some details that you might be familiar from our previous video. Let's grab this little guy here. Again, all very familiar details. But these repeat details all add up to something amazing, don't they? It's true. Remember, one of these is big and the other one is small. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now we need to put our piece from earlier onto this, and then we need to put our flag piece on. This should be interesting to say the least. And of course, our back fell off again. There we go. Now, for our flag piece here, this should be interesting. These ones are always notoriously hard to put into place. Okay, how is my stack though? It looks a little bent. We can fix that. That actually looks really good. I'm really happy with this. Look at all the detail that we've done here. This is pretty fantastic. But now we need to put this detail onto our ship, which is pretty cool. This is a big moment here. First off, we're going to need this little guy right here. And this is going to go right here. Typically, I would actually bend this or twist that first just to make it secured and then go back and untwist it later. But right now, I think we're okay. Really easy insertion there. Fantastic. That looks awesome. And now we get to work on some smaller pieces, but we're going to make this ship kind of hopefully come together, which I think is really cool. All right, let's take this right here and we get to work on some propellers here. Now the first thing we're going to be doing is bending this piece here. And you can see how it has some edges on the inside to kind of follow. I guess we're trying to make kind of a cone here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start like this, and I'm going to bend it like that. Kind of trying to mirror both sides here, what I'm trying to do. And obviously we get the biggest bend at the front. I'm holding my tweezers down here at the base because I'm really trying to get the most amount of control and strength out of them. Okay. But now that we have this, we can actually maybe test it with our little propeller here. twist there. We're going to twist towards the center. And the reason for that is because we're going to be putting a detail over these, and we don't want those tabs to get in the way of that detail. What detail am I talking about? Well, this little ribbon down here, which is a bit of a pain in the butt to actually do. What we're going to do is use a small step mandrel here. And I'm going to start with something big like this. And then we're going to work our way down. Yep, just like that. There we go. And that is a nice size shape. Now, oopsie, the next thing we need to do is bend this cone. There we go. I want this to be a little bit of a better cylinder. That is cool. Okay. Now we grab our little side piece here. Look at this. And we're going to try putting this inside of our areas here. I think that one's going to go. That further one that I was more worried about, that one didn't go in. There we go. Okay, I'm going to work that in a little bit, but I'm going to secure these guys here. These ones are really far in, so that's good. So let's get those while they're there. Turn this around, go back to these guys, and work these guys in place just a little bit. That one's good. All right, this guy here, boom. Alrighty. That looks great. Now we gotta poke out some of these guys here. This little tab here on the back, we need to make sure that we actually poke it out. So let's just do that real quick. There we go. And now that we got it, we're gonna grab it and try to bring it out as best we possibly can. And now we're gonna bend these guys just like this, 90 degrees, making sure we go right down to the edge and bend them over. Whoops, not too much though. That was a little harsh. A little crazy, if you will. There we go. And actually, this part here gets a small bend in it. Just a small one. It's going to be used more when we get the back part of the Titanic in. But that looks pretty good for what we need right now. All right, let's move on to our next little part here. If I can manage to pick it up, there we go. First things first, let's take these tabs, bend them 90 degrees back. I am really curious to see how this is going to tie up. Because again, I'll be honest, the last Titanic was very hard to close. And this one, it looks very similar in this respect. We're about to find out though, I think. Okay. The same with this part here, we need a little bit of a bend in it. So we're going to give it that with our thumbs here. We're going to give a little bend in it. And we're going to try to be nice. I should have done this actually before I bent the tabs because my gloves are getting stuck. That looks pretty good. Okay. For this part, we need an anchor. Looks like this guy here gets bent like that. And these little tiny pieces here on the side get bent up. Now we're going to attach our anchor onto the front. Great work, by the way, if you're doing this at home. if you've come this far, you've battled quite a battle, and I'm very happy with where you've come. I mean, this is quite the cool project, and if this is your first metal model too, man, you've conquered some crazy stuff, and you should be patting yourself on the back. Now that we've gotten this, we can attach these two pieces together. Let's see how well I did this here. Oh, like a glove. Okay, we're gonna grab this, do a little twist. Awesome. Still feels a little flimsy, but overall, still really cool. I think this is really huge, especially in comparison to the last one. When we do a straight comparison, you guys are going to be like, wow, that is intensely different. Okay, put that here. And now we're going to take this and give it a 3D effect. Take our tweezers, long side in, just like this, using it kind of as a break. There we go. Now this should give this a little bit more stability on it. Let's see here. It says these are twists as well. And we'll do that for right now, but again, once our ship is built, we'll go over everything and see if we like everything the way it is, and we'll make any changes that we might deem necessary. I love this 3D effect. Look at that. That is so awesome. Okay, now that we got this, we move on to the next side here, which kind of has the same thing we've done from last time. I've actually gone ahead and done some of these details, so we don't have to redo them again. Now we're gonna go ahead and start with this right here. I maybe should have bent this side here, but I didn't know how well or how easy this was gonna bend, so I wanted to make sure that if I did it wrong the first time, I had the ability to try it again. I know I'm kind of rocking right now, but really take your time with it. Don't rush it. Not worth your time. We're going back over and having to redo it again and again and again. And again with these ones, when it comes to bending these, and again with these ones, when it comes to bending these tabs, we're going to bend them towards the middle here. That way they are out of the way of the next bit of detail that we're going to put into place here. Let me trim my glove a little tighter. There we go. Another successful one done. Let's take this guy here. And now, let's see how well we did these ones. I think I'm a little off, but they are the most through again, so we'll get those done, and then we'll come down to the bottom here, and we'll apply some pressure, which will push down those tabs, and then we'll correct them a little bit and put a little bit more pressure on them, and then we'll secure them like that. Excellent. Cool. I think it goes like this as well. And again, we want to make sure that we got a nice little kind of bend here going on. Not too much. I went a little too crazy back there. Now we can take these. And again, the closer you get to the edge here and the less of the tab that's left over, the better. Realistically, you almost even want to be using the tab bending tool here to be able to bend those tabs down so you know you're getting the most of the tab inside the tool as possible. Be careful if you are using the tab bending tool. This thing is righteous. Same with this piece here. We want to do an anchor. Fold up those edges, make it look real nice. And there we go. Bend that front there. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good. Come back to here, and we're gonna get ready to attach the other side now. This is exciting. We are definitely getting towards the end here, and this is looking huge. Like, I did not realize how big this model was going to be. And, you know, I'm a huge fan of the Titanic. I think I was in grade 2, and I went to school in Canada, so keep that for what it's worth. But I was in grade 2 when I read my first book about the Titanic, and it made a huge impression on me. I mean, I absolutely love the story of the Titanic, the whole aspect of it, the legend of it almost, if you will, and the lessons that come with it. Just this unsinkable ship that could never be sunk, and then on its maiden voyage, it's taken away. It's absolutely crazy, and also to think about the people that were on that ship and what they were going through at that time. You can only imagine the craziness that was ensuing on the deck as everything was going on. And I don't know, it's a very tragic thing, but also such a fascinating event. And I think that's why so many people have been just absolutely drawn to the Titanic story, and it remains, because there's so many different shipwrecks out there. If you think about it, there's all different kinds. And for some reason, the Titanic just is a timeless story that draws in so many people. And I think it's just because it's a good story. A good story about nature defeating machine, or nature defeating man. There we go. Okay, now that we've gotten this far, it's time to put our pieces together and see what we get. This is going to be difficult. So I imagine I'm going to have a lot of cuts here. Sorry if I do. It's just a matter of me trying to get all the little tabs and all the little places. Take your time with this step. Do not rush it. This could end in disaster, especially with our little flag already in here. Luckily, we're not putting this little piece in just yet. This is a little notoriously hard piece to keep flat, if you will. So I'm really excited to see how this is all going to go. So let's take our time, slow down, and see how it goes. So according to our instructions, what we want to do is actually attach our ship from the top and then go down the sides. So we're going to try to do that. The flag here, this piece, needs to come on this side. I don't like that. That's only being held in right now by one little piece. So let's see if we can get that one sorted out a little bit more faster. Okay, hold the phone. Let's secure some of these dudes just because. And again, we can come back. I just don't like this, the way this sits here right now. So I want to make sure that I get this something kind of started here. Just temporarily, we're going to do a twist here. There we go. And now with the front kind of secured a little bit better, we can work on these guys here. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna come back over here to the front though. And I'm gonna bend this guy down. There we go. The big thing that I'm concerned about right here is this little piece right here. So let's see if we can get this sorted out right now. Now that we got that little side there done, we can add our back side in here. I anticipate this being a little bit of a pain in the butt too. Okay, we got one piece in. This is not an easy connection at all. Okay. Especially this last tab here. Pain in my butt. And we will see how that plays out as we add on the next part here. This guy. Dang, I was really liking that closure here at the end, but it got messy. And not the good kind. What's going on here? Okay, we got the one tab there done. What's going on back here? Why don't you like me? Oh, now you go in? Jeez. You're just a meanie. Okay, there we go. Wow, that is looking amazing. Nothing less of that. That's so cool. That is so incredibly cool. And I still gotta attach this little front here still, but really, I'm impressed. I'm gonna actually put these tabs through here. That looks amazing. I love every bit of this little ship right now. But after getting this bit of craziness done, we actually need to insert a couple of more things here, which I'm kind of interested to see how exactly we're going to be able to do this. So this right here is our little propeller that I made earlier. I think it gets opened up. And then it should attach somehow to either side of this. This is insane. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. I mean, I'm confident we will be able to, but like, what in the world? Metal Earth, what do you got me doing here? Okay, got that side. Let's just do a quick little doop. Now, all right. Our propeller is attached. We did it. Pain in the butt, but we did it. Now it's time for the final little bits that we need to place in our places. We're going to be working again on a different flag. And just like the last one, my friends, this flag here can be just as tricky. I'm very confident, though, that we're going to be able to finish this together. I really love the look of this Titanic, and you know, I gotta say, like, if this is the Metal Earth version, I know that Peace Cool has it. I want to check it out. I really do. The Titanic is one that I will have multiple versions of, and there's even a Titanic Lego, and here, I know I don't do a whole lot of Lego here on the channel. I feel like a lot of other people do that a lot better than me. If I was to do Lego a little bit more on the channel, I would want to make it a little bit more unique. That's what I always try to do with my channel is no matter what I'm doing, I try to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of uniqueness to it. So it's not just the run-of-the-mill, you know, hi, I'm a YouTuber, watch this stuff for a couple of minutes. No, I want you to have a little bit of giggles, maybe reminisce about some things from your past, and of course, learn something new that you can take into your everyday life. And who knows, maybe you see something here on the channel and you go, you know, I saw this time-traveling ginger dude do this one time, and he seemed to have an idea about how to do it. And then maybe you can create something better than what I've done. Because that really is the motivation here. Getting you guys to create something better than I have. I have a pretty amazing fam jam too that supports me with this. My girlfriend's upstairs right now, waiting for me to come upstairs. I'll probably cut this out, but either way, I love her very much. There we go. Kind of working this in here. There we go. Come on, get through. There we go. Now that we're through. Excellent. Same thing with the other side here. This one goes on the upper piece. You'll notice there's actually two insertion holes right next door. The first one that I put in there goes on the lower side. This one here goes on the upper piece. There we go. Love that when that happens. Just takes a little bit of forcing, a little bit of back and forth, but it normally works out. There we go. I got a lot of blurriness going on in today's video, guys. I'm sorry if this doesn't work out the way I want it to. For some reason, I'm just getting a lot of blurriness. I think I'm going to go back to my DSLR here soon. I just really like the convenience of my iPhone. And, I mean, it's supposed to be shooting 4K, so my DSLR only shoots 1080p. There we go. I'm a little worried that I may have accidentally put on the stairs the wrong way here. It's not a huge deal to correct them, but still a pain in the butt. I think we're actually okay. Not really super happy about these ladders. I'm gonna have to go through and maybe straighten them out, but not horrible, not horrible. Now we have two final pieces to place onto our ship. The first one here is this kind of bottom piece, and it does need to be a little tiny bit bent, but not much. So let's see actually how much it needs to be bent, if at all. Okay. And now, I guess like that. And this gets turned like this. Okay. Then we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Okay. All right, and with that, we're completely done our Titanic. This thing looks awesome, and the amount of detail we have here is completely unbelievable. The Metal Earth team did a really great job with this, and if you've built this with me at home, you need to give yourself a pat on the back too. Do me a favor though, if you built this with me, go ahead and put it on our Instagram by using our hashtag GrooveBuilders. I love to see the different projects you guys made, especially ones where I kind of give you a hand in it. Until next time, Groovers, keep building.